G'day guys, welcome back to another video here from my mum's basement. Now, today's video I want to do a guide slash informative slash secret reveal on blackstone powder. Now, this method's been around for ages. I figured it out probably 2 years ago, just mucking around playing the game. I know a lot of life skillers will probably be mad at me for sharing this because I'll crash the market or whatever, but to be honest, I don't really care. It's good for you new players out there to get started with workers and things like that, crafting, selling things on the market, and making money easily. So I'm going to run you through a couple of ways to get the blackstone powder, what it's used for, and yeah, hope you enjoy. Cheers. Alright, first things first, I want to discuss what blackstone powder is, its benefits, and why we need it so badly here in Black Desert Online. So first things first, we'll go to the central market and we will see that blackstone powder is actually the most sold item in this game with 154.4 million sales. So if you have any issues or worries that I might not be able to sell it, there's your evidence that it will definitely sell down the line. So people here are selling the blackstone powder using the secret method that I'll show you at the end. So they're making quite a bit of money, 10,000 blackstone powder, that's going to cost you 30 mil. So it's not cheap. So what does blackstone powder do exactly? First things first, we've got the crafting. In every city, you've got different houses that craft different weapons or different items that can be sold to other people in Black Desert Online or even used for yourself, like horse gear. So as you can see here, we got a dining table. Now it's going to cost you 3 blackstone powder in order to get your worker to even go to crafting that table, let alone all the other materials that you need. Now it does vary, as you can see, we got 1 blackstone powder here, it's got 5 here. It'll vary depending on the task that you want your worker to do here in each city. Now, another thing that we use blackstone powder for is crafting the guild elephants. So if you're in a guild and your guild's trying to build up elephants, you're going to need a bunch of materials, blackstone powder being one, so you could handle that for your guildies, no worries, at a very cheap cost. The other way, the final way we use blackstone powder is when we're crafting things in the processing tab. So if you've got a 1,000 ancient spirit dust and you want that sped up, you can place 1 blackstone powder in with your ancient spirit dust and blackstone weapon and armor, and that'll then create 10 Caphras per proc of the Caphras stones. So you're not sitting there for bloody 20 minutes waiting for your Caphras to go just because you've got a whole heap of ancient spirit dust. Alright, now that we know what blackstone powder is used for, let's go ahead and talk about how we can obtain this. So blackstone powder can be obtained first method using the refinery. So the refinery process is basically available in every single town. You can send a worker here to process 2 rough stones in order to create 1 blackstone powder. Now I know what you're thinking, it's ridiculous. How are we supposed to get enough rough stones to support this blackstone powder addiction? So that's pretty much the point. You're not going to get enough rough stones, and even if you did, it'd be a waste of money because there's so many other things you can create with rough stones in order to, make money. So completely ignore this refinery method. We're going to go ahead on to the second method, which is similar to the third, as I mentioned earlier, and it's also much more active than any of the other methods. So the second method, we're going to go ahead and come to Abandoned Iron Mine, where you can grind the creeps for crystals. So crystals and the random crystal bundle, which you open up and get either a blue or a green, something like that. So, you might spend an hour here and get 40, 50 crystals, which it's not bad if you're a low AP zone, but it's still not effective because you might have 200, almost 300 AP, some circumstances, and you don't want to be grinding in an AP zone of 70 to 90 because it's a total waste of time and money and effort. So I would not recommend this spot either because it's too much active grind and it's just not worth your time. Now the third method is a secret method which only a few people know about, and that is buying crystals off the market in order to grind. Now the crystals that you're going to want to look at are these 2 in particular. These 2 crystals are world boss crystals, so each day at midnight you got Krasaka and whatnot spawning. These crystals give you these crystals drop from these world bosses, and nobody sees the value in them, so they just sell. As you can see, there's thousands here, and also thousands here. So the reason I've mentioned these two is because they're the highest rarity crystal, and they give you the most blackstone powder when you use the grinding tab. Now, I'm going to show you guys a little snippet of each individual crystal here, and the amount of crystals that you can get, the amount of blackstone powder you can get from each individual one. Now, something I did forget to mention was that the rarity of the crystal actually determines the max and the minimum amount of blackstone powder you can get. So do your own testing, buy the cheap crystals, buy the expensive ones, and you'll come to realize how much each gives. Now, as you see there, guys, the gold and the red crystals were very similar in their amount that we got. So I believe the amount is from 80 to 105, depending on the level of your processing. So, but what I didn't show you, that those crystals were actually worth 2.5 mil each, the gold ones, whereas these ones are worth only 60k each. So do the maths, you know which crystal will be worth more and which crystals are in more abundance. So I hope you guys can, benefit from this guide. Tell your mates about it, help out the new guys with their blackstone powder and their worker empires. And yeah, best of luck to you all, and have a good day. See ya.